Horizon Zero Dawn is undoubtedly one of the best games to release this year, if not in the current life cycle of the entire console generation. Hey everyone, I'm Toby, and with the Frozen Wilds just around the corner, today we'll be looking at why Horizon Zero Dawn was so great. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel, that would just really help me out. So I'll just put it right out there. I personally love this game. I was extremely excited for its release, but tried to lower my hype levels and resist watching too many trailers close to launch, as I just didn't want to be disappointed. Guerrilla Games' vision of this vast open world RPG was a brand new venture for them and had a big potential to fall flat on its face. However, looking back, the game exceeded every expectation I could have had on the game, and it blew me away, from the very beginning to the main bulk of the story to the end game. I've never 100%ed a game before, but I did for Horizon Zero Dawn, because I just fell in love with everything about it and wanted to maximise my experience. So let's have a look back at what made it particularly so amazing. Let's start with the robotic elephant in the room. The game looks phenomenal. Playing on a Pro really makes the 4K textures crisp and detailed, bringing the fine fidelity of the finely crafted characters, costumes, environments and machines to another level. Mix that with the excellent implementation of HDR, fantastically cool machine design, jaw-dropping combination of the rusting urban structures with saturated and realistically animated foliage, and you've got a game that I honestly spent about half my time just walking around looking at. I think that's a good summary for me of what you see in the game. It's just so freaking cool. But all of the pretty on the screen is useless if the game plays terribly, which it doesn't. Guerrilla Games' hardest task was building a fully functional open world unlike any of their other previous linear first-person shooter titles. So after nailing that, they were in good standing with the gameplay mechanics. Aloy feels reactive, fast and precise with her movements. Animations are smooth and varied, combat options require on-the-fly tactical planning as fights can quickly take a turn. One moment you're sneaking comfortably through an enemy stronghold, picking off people with bows and arrows. The next you've alerted a pack of watchers who bring in a thunderjaw for backup that ends up shooting up the whole place. It's exciting chaos that never seems out of the game's hands though. You can survive every situation, you just have to be prepared. The game rewards you for using its albeit limited array of weapons at hand selectively in the game. There's nothing more satisfying than firing that final arrow into a sawtooth and watching it crumple into a smouldering heap on the floor. It can genuinely produce some heart-pounding, extensive fights that spread across large areas of terrain, especially when you start running out of supplies and health against a huge enemy and you have to choose whether to stay and finish the job or play it safe and make a run for it. Visuals and gameplay aside, the audio is also a massive star of the show. The blend of futuristic electronic dubstep bass with tribalistic percussion and woodwind is something so unique and just sounds awesome whether you're strolling through the environment, tackling a stealthy mission, or in full-on explosive combat. Joris de Man did a superb job here. The machines can also sound both frightening and frightened. You can soon forget that these are actually machines and sometimes begin to feel for them when they let out a corrupted whimper as you strike a fatal blow with your spear. So, the game plays well, it looks good, but a lot of open world games usually end up falling flat on the story. It can become washed out by the vastness of the world and lose its urgency. Horizon Zero Dawn does not have these issues though. I won't go into spoilers just in case for some reason you still haven't played it, and if you haven't, go and do that right now. But the game asks some very profound questions about humanity and does an excellent job of letting you, the player, figure out what is happening just as Aloy does. There's no exposition dumps at the end of a quest that just move you onto another exposition dump. The game dynamically feeds you information throughout the entirety of the campaign, never specifically telling you what it all means, making it more mysterious and interesting as you progress, and leaves you wanting to constantly uncover the hidden secrets of the machines and the fate of the world up until the very end. It also includes some very Game of Thrones style story too, and does a fantastic job of merging the overall arcing plotline with the political plotlines of the characters living within the world. You've got mutiny, plots to overthrow kings, different ecosystems fighting to survive, clans joining sides and betraying their own blood, all separate from the main story that you as Aloy are following. As Aloy steps out into the big wide world, she sees everything for the first time just as you the player do as well. Your own reactions and experiences are reflected on screen, which is so nice to see, and the game seamlessly directs all of the plot lines together for the final act, leading to a stake that you genuinely care about, as characters you formed relationships with are all at risk from the impending doom. So, with Frozen Wilds just around the corner, why am I excited to jump back into this world? This was the only game I've ever platinumed, and I spent half of my 50 plus hours playing the game actually during the end game, starting back at the main area, the main hub area, and just walking around with no fast travel, top to bottom of the map, collecting every item and completing every side mission. If the Frozen Wilds provides me with a new area to explore, new machines to fight, and a brand new story featuring an experienced Aloy, then that's all I need, to be honest. Any excuse to explore this beautiful world that Guerrilla Games has built in greater depth is one I'll definitely take, and I can't wait to get back into the hunt. So what are your thoughts on Horizon Zero Dawn? Do you agree with the points I made? Was there anything else that you loved about it that I missed in this video? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and you also can't wait for the Frozen Wilds like me. Subscribe as well for more videos like this in the future. But for now, that's it from me, and I'll see you next time on Robot Boy. Thanks for watching, guys.